18-year-old singer Alexander Stewart has played for big crowds and pulled in millions of views on his YouTube videos, but performing a rendition of Hallelujah for Prime Minister Justin Trudeau at a public tribute was something special. Stewart delivered a poignant rendition of Leonard Cohen's classic on Friday to honor the victims of the Danforth shooting that shocked the Greek town community where he grew up. The Prime Minister quietly sang along while standing beside him. Singer Alexander Stewart began posting covers of popular songs on YouTube about 3 years ago. When the videos started to take off, he began to consider his aspirations more seriously. Chris Young, the Canadian press, "It was such a healing moment and a beautiful thing for the community to come together like that," Stewart says of the experience, which marked the opening of the area's Taste of the Danforth Festival. The young singer had already sung Hallelujah at the Danforth Candlelight Vigil last month. His performance led organizers to ask him to return for the annual street festival, and he was also invited to open Billy Talent's benefit concert for the victims on Saturday. It's a somber point to Stewart's burgeoning music career, which he's built from his parents' home in the Danforth neighborhood where his father also owns a recording studio. Both his parents worked at the Canadian press several decades ago. Article continued below. Stewart began posting covers of popular songs on YouTube about 3 years ago. When the videos started to take off, he began to consider his aspirations more seriously. His version of Camila Cabello's Havana has proven most popular, racking up nearly 6 million views since last October. Those numbers were enough to attract interest from the music industry with the help of his father's connections. Stewart released his debut single, Enamorado, earlier this year. The upbeat summer track was produced by Grammy winner David, best known for crafting hits like Selena Gomez's Kill 'Em with Kindness and club remixes of songs from the likes of Beyoncé and Lady Gaga. Stewart was in Nashville recording some new songs when his father called to tell him about the shooting on the Danforth. It left the singer stunned and feeling distant from his neighborhood. Local musician Alexander Stewart sang Hallelujah, classic Leonard Cohen song, during the opening ceremonies for the Taste of the Danforth 2018 to honor the victims of last month's mass shooting. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau was in attendance. "My jaw dropped to the floor," he says. "I was texting all my friends to make sure they were okay." Stewart said he was troubled when he learned that both victims were so young. Reese Fallon, 18, would have been headed to university in the fall like many of his friends. Article continued below. "It's shocking and shows how fragile life really is," he says, "and how quickly things can change." Paying tribute to the victims was never a question for Stewart. After being asked to perform at the vigil last month, he delayed plans to leave the city for other commitments. But he admits the second performance, standing next to the Prime Minister, was a bit more nerve-wracking at first. He learned about Trudeau's appearance only a few hours before he was supposed to take the stage, which didn't give him much time to psyche himself up for the moment. "As we're going on stage, I'm standing behind the Prime Minister and the Mayor," Stewart remembers. "It felt like every major political person in Canada was on that stage with me." Stewart says his jitters faded when he launched into the song and gazed upon the sea of people. The neighborhood he knew his entire life was united in this moment. "I was looking out onto everybody in the audience and I knew like half of the people there," he says. "We were all singing together."